Okay, so here's the thing. I really like to be an honest content creator with you. I like to share exactly what I'm going through, how I'm going, and how the space looks around me, which most of the time is messy. But you know, I try and keep the chaos at an absolute minimum. However, I've been hiding something from you. Okay, come on. Come on, let's go this way. I give unto you my room of shame, also known as my stock room. Yes, indeed, folks. The magic happens right back there. And then while I was getting this wonderful before clip for everyone, this is why we're doing this. I didn't plan for that to happen, FYI. That was an unfortunate happenstance. I don't even know if I can really get out of this now. Oh, God. Okay, one foot goes here. Next foot goes there. But you see, it wasn't always like this. This room actually started out as my child's room when they were quite small. And then they grew out of this room and they moved into my old sewing room. And then my old sewing room went into the larger room. And the largest room is now where I currently have my studio. And after they had vacated this room, I was like, oh, I'll use this for my storeroom. Because this was also just a little bit before I went and actually bought the entire estate where I would need that kind of space. But you see, that's sort of where it gets left off, because I would use this room and fill it up with fabric and then sell through the fabric and then fill it up with fabric and sell through the fabric. So it wasn't really walkable much then either, but it at least was moving through. But you see, I now have no storage unit full of bolts that I need to fill in with. I can now see, well, I used to be able to see a fair amount of floor in this room, which unfortunately means in my brain that stuff can go there now. I really wish I wasn't like this some days, but that's just how my brain works. However, I now have a deadline. Not a self-imposed deadline, an actual real deadline. Because you see, in exactly 13 days, that's right, 3 days, less than 2 weeks, my friend Haley Marie Vintage is gonna need to sleep in this bed. And right now, that's a little difficult. So all of this needs to go into my new storage unit. Yes, indeed, folks, this is a new storage unit. I have not had this one before. It's actually much smaller and on a much higher floor. So I guess now that I have this all secured, let's discuss what I want the room to look like. And for my design, I have to keep in mind that this is the smallest room in my house. So I want it to feel cohesive without feeling like I made it into a tiny little micro machine. So I do want all of the walls to be one very rich purple color. And then I'm thinking an agate style wall on the focus point, which I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put the bed as of right now, but maybe the bed would be in the middle or maybe it would be on the wall across from it. Not sure yet. But I do know that I would like to accent everything with silver and clear type of accent so that it mimics the crystals inside a geode. But now that we know where we're going, let's deal with the mess around me. And you know I mean business because I'm in a shirt and the stretchy pants. That was my hip. Love being 40. Which means that it's time for montage mode. Thank you, dear.
You're most welcome, babe.
Goodbye, box. The only piece of my mother's clothing that she kept from the 70s and didn't cut apart is this little skirt. I would pull the elastic, but it's all rotted. So this is the only piece she didn't cut up. That's it. Everything else she hacked up. Da, 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 da. And now that there's actually room to sit, let's go ahead and clean up this giant mess that I made yesterday. This is why you don't store parlor beads in a lid. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I did that. Ooh, a whole bunch of trash. Well, recycling. Extra cutter. Random. What the swizzle is happening here, bin? I'll need to actually see if any of this is still good. My guess is it's probably not, because I think it's all my mom's. Oh, no, that Guterman might be mine. Random bag. We love a random bag. I think this was a UFO that I thought I was going to finish. Clearly that didn't happen. This looks like scrap for the big giant dress. I swear I'm actually making piles over there. I promise. To be sold, scrap, and then trash. Yes, there are better ways to do it, but this is just how I'm working it for the moment. Random, very pretty piece of cotton with perler beads. Literally still raining out of it. I don't know why this isn't on the website. It's very pretty. Bob. Random Canada reusable bag. I think we got it at the Dollar Tree in Canada. Perler beads in my hand. Into the lid. Perler bead laid out. Random light bulb. That's not supposed to look like that. Like, that's not supposed to be fuzzy. Hashtag no thank you. What in the pattern is happening here right now? Filled with perler beads. Yeah, I have no idea why I have this pattern for culottes up here. Just chilling. There's no post-it that tells me if it's missing anything, and that's terrifying. I have no clue what this goes to. None. Zero. I'm assuming this was this, so I'll just pop this back in here and I'll check this tonight to see what's going on. Website. Child's old slipper. One singular slipper. Pirate minion and jungle minion. All the minions, apparently. That is a bin that was supposed to be sold and just got flipped upside down. Love that for me. How much of you can I just keep in the bin by flipping it? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ooh. Okay. I forgot I had a coffee pot in there. I'm probably from the antique booth I used to run. What the? Oh, it's a... It's an iPod holder. And an iPod Nano holder. I still have my iPod Nano. I might keep this one. Tracing paper. Probably could have used that in that video where I did Kermit. Yep, probably should put that in my stash. Oh, look at the cute little 90s buttons. Little cute Christmas. Bag handle. Random pouch. More iPod stuff. I don't know what this is. Let's look in here. Why is there Velcro? That's exciting. Oh no.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
That's a pattern. That is definitely a pattern with fabric that I probably cut out. Look at that cute Snoopy fall print. Okay. Canada, what were we doing? Young Stephanie didn't know what she was doing, but like, look at how cute she is. This is a nightmare. I'll figure this is probably like a me project to see what I did, because I don't rightly know, other than don't store your stuff like this. This is a bad example. Now all that's really left is cleaning up a crap load of pearly beads out of the carpet, and I don't really think you want to watch that. So let's finish that up in 3, 2, 1. And now with the clean floor-ish, it is time to deal with this thing. My solution to this, because I'm not going to take the time to list them all individually. Absolutely not! No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these plasticky bins with plasticky zippers. I am going to put them into bags of, I think, 30, and just mix them all together. I know we took the time to put them all nicely away. That's back when I thought I was going to list those. Changed my mind. It's fine. So let's go ahead and do that, because then after that, it's time to once again travel the fabric, which I don't want to do. Ha! Let the chaos reign. Whee! And then it was time for the tedious task of unboxing all of these zippers. And now, one bag down. That looks like a pretty good deal, and like it will fit into one poly mailer quite well. So let's see how many I can actually make. Well, thankfully that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I did get 6 bags out of all those, and each one of these has 32 zippers actually, because that's how many it broke down to. And then I will also be putting in a whole bunch of these things, of these like nylon invisible zippers, just mainly because I don't wanna. They're gonna have already been up on my website. I'm not waiting to post this. I'm just gonna, because if I don't do it now, I won't do it. So I'm gonna go list these on my website. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go move the fabric while there's still daylight, and then I'll do these later tonight. The things I will do to avoid moving this fabric. Okay. It's all cleaned off now. And I think probably with the fabric that was on this, plus this, that will be the max my not toaster-sized car can handle, because now I have a zippy little electric car that we call Sparky. It don't fit the same. I even went, oh no, I gotta rent a truck to move these stupid pattern cabinets, because I do now. But that is for another day. So let's disassemble this thing and then go load it into the storage unit. And disassemble it I did, but not without it putting up a good fight. See you at the storage unit. While I'm setting up my shelving again, let me go ahead and take a moment to thank all the fantastic members of this channel, both on Patreon and here on YouTube. Truly, without all of you and your support, my content would not be possible. So I just want to take a moment and say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. And with it all set up and organized, it was time to go home. But after a long day's work, let's go ahead and take a break with the sponsor of today's video, City Beauty. In case you haven't heard of City Beauty before, they are a brand that creates skincare and beauty products that deliver visible, real results, helping women look and feel confident at every age. Because you see, they don't believe that beauty is only for the young. They aim to empower confidence through beauty products that work. And that's why after a long day of work, I get in my jammies and I treat myself to one of their line smoothing hydro masks. So let's take one out. That's what the influencers do, right? And let's put her on. So you take out one of the 5 hydro masks that are in this box. And I have already done the prep of washing my face earlier, so we're going to put this mask on a nice clean face. Tear open our little pouch here, pull out our mask. Now there are 2 layers of mesh on this. Oh, I forgot to pull my hair back. Hang on. Tactical Alphaba hair scrunchie. Now that my hair is back, let's go ahead and put this on my face. By first peeling off the back layer. Satisfying peel, sort of. And then we take the free side now, and we go like this. And with the mask in place, I can then remove the second outer layer before gently adjusting it where it needs to be. And now I leave it on for about 15 minutes, which means let's go relax and read a book. All right, 15 minutes down. Go ahead and take this bad boy off. And then you don't remove the serum. You just patty, pat, 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 pat. Get all that good serum in there. Because I'm not looking for beauty that is super awesome, glam, takes a lot of time. That's not my bag. I want beauty that is easy to manage, easy to update and take care of, unless it's a red lip, and then I love a red lip. But really just like an enhancement of what's already there, as opposed to like a full once over, because that's just how I prefer it. So if you want to join me in the City Beauty family, make sure that you're using my code StephanieCanada at checkout in the link below, and using the QR code to get 20% off of your order with City Beauty. And thank you to City Beauty for sponsoring today's video. And I will see you tomorrow with more updating that room. And the next day started out very similarly, with me continuing to clear out the space. You know what? I think we've had enough cleaning montage, so let's go ahead and clean this up.
Get your money, man. Life goes on. I'm hopeful. Yes, I am.
Well, yes, it did vaguely sort of get done. Obviously, I was so sick that there was no painting that happened. Absolutely not. But I did get the room clean and sort of reorganized the way I think I want it in the end. And now Haley has left. And so has my desire to finish this. However, just because you start the project and you get it to the point where it's livable for someone else doesn't mean it's done. And it's still living rent-free in my brain, which means I need to finish this thing. So for this wall, right here, this is going to be the accent wall. The huge painted piece of agate. Purple agate. Now, did I absolutely think that I was going to like rhinestone this wall and make it sparkle? Yes, I did. When I started thinking of how to do that in a way in which, when I move potentially in 6 to 8 months, isn't going to drive me absolutely up the wall, I sort of changed my mind. So, at some point we'll be going to the Lowe's because did you know that there's glitter that you can add to paint? 'Cause I didn't until I heard this lady ask for the glitter that goes in paint. And I was like, what do you mean? You can put glitter in paint now? And you'll just paint on over it when you're what? So yes, so I am going to acquire some glitter for some of my paint so that it still has a sparkle, but I don't E6000 a whole crap ton of rhinestones to my wall and then hate myself in 6 months. That's the goal for this wall. Closet, ta-da. Now, internally for closet, nothing is happening. It's not high on my priority list because this closet doesn't get used a whole lot. I could hang up all of the stuff that I have to be listed. Maybe I should do that because then I could actually see it and it wouldn't just be shoved in bins. Yeah, anyway, so this closet is going to get drapes because I don't care about adding the doors back. I really don't. The doors to me don't add anything. To me, it's more fun to have like a cool accent drape or a deep purple drape. Unknown yet because I don't have either of the colors that I want in what's left of the estate sale stash because in case you're new around here, yes, I did buy an entire estate sale. However, for those of you that still think I have all of this fabric, no, it got sold. That's what I do. Like there's a little bit, but that's it. My garage is not full of fabric anymore. My house is not full of fabric. This room is not full of fabric. The other room isn't full of fabric. Okay, listen, the other room is full of fabric, but that's all like personal fabric that I'm slowly working on getting through. But like, I don't have this huge wealth of fabric anymore because I sold it to most of you. I probably am going to have to either acquire new fabric, check for the thrift stores, or check Marshall's Home Goods to see what they have. Although it's spring, I want clearly a fall color, so unknown if I'll actually find anything. So this will be a spend point. And obviously the paint is a spend point, but the rest of this, I think I'm just gonna kind of put together what I have and we'll see how that goes. Probably we'll have to find Wally and my mice a new wall to hang on because they won't quite fit in here anymore. I'm stalling because I don't want to do this for some reason. I don't know, my brain just isn't there. I'm unclear as to exactly why, but we're pushing through because I need to finish the project completely because I already bought the paint. And after the obligatory hide the stuff in the closet so it doesn't get paint on it, it was time to wash the walls because my child had lived in that room for years and it is something that I had not done since she moved out. And with that all done, it was time to shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake it, shake it, shake it. With the paint properly shooketh, it was time to start painting. And yes, I do prefer to paint with just a paintbrush because I find that rollers not only get me extra painty, but they also waste a ton of paint. And I didn't buy enough to make me feel secure enough to use the rollers. So paintbrush it was. And here's the thing, folks. It's almost guaranteed that as soon as you turn the camera off, something camera-worthy is going to happen. And this is no exception. I had not moved the trash bags around the corner to the section I was on because I was confident that I would not get it on the floor. Guess who got paint on her floor? So with some blotting and some nail polish remover to get it out of the carpet as best I could, I moved on. And with that, coat number 1 is done. And while I don't have great feelings about coat 1, yikes, so patchy, I did test out a second coat on just this like little corner here, and like, look at how nice, look at how ugly, look at how nice. So I do feel a little bit better. So I will see you tomorrow for coat number 2 and to do the fancy wall behind me. Hello. Welcome to the room as it currently stands, which at best could be described as a, what if you gave a 5-year-old Jackson Pollock one brush and said, have at it, my dude, because lordy mercy, this is streaky. However, that's not what we're worried about today. Today, we need to deal with this thing. Because yes, friends, this wall is still very blue. That's because I'm kind of more than a little afraid that I'm gonna accidentally turn my geode wall into a Georgia O'Keeffe looking number. And that's not really what we're going for here. So I do kind of want to do a pencil sketch so I feel a little bit better. I'm also regretting this right here. This might not have been my best choice because I did this back when I thought I was going to do a huge like diagonal number, but I really like the geode idea. So that could potentially be a problem. Unknown at this time how bad a problem, but either way, this is called stalling because I'm concerned I'm gonna screw this up massively. So let me set you up so you can see what I'm doing, sort of, and we will get to sketching this out. This one over here, focus. That one, that's what we're going for. Can you see that? No. Okay, here's what it looks like. And with that all sketched out, I did what my brain does best. Jump around in as many patches as possible because I was deeply concerned that this was not going to turn out the way that I wanted. So my brain dealt with that by literally painting in absolutely no order whatsoever. And with the first coat done, it was time to go to bed. Good morning. Minor problem from the other day. I was painting. It was going quite well. I intended to do the entire second coat of all of this patchy ass crap. When I was taking out the trash and sort of tripped over my own gigantor size 12 women's feet and slammed my ring finger so hard that I jammed it, and now it's swollen and it can't. That's bending, and that's an improvement. I didn't get the second coat done. So for your sanity and mine, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the second coat of just the normal purple, and then I will get back to you with, the fun stuff. Because if I could just be less clumsy, that would be super rad. Now I will say, while I did the second coat, and it looks pretty good, I realized, like basically at the very end, that geodes aren't perfectly clear lines. So when I accidentally screwed up down there, I realized that I actually liked it. So I took it around the entire thing just to give it just a little bit more of a natural look, as much as you can with paint. Now I am gonna do a little bit of that with this little thin line here. And then we're gonna get to the fun stuff where we add sparkle into the paint. I'm not excited at all for that step. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. I like it. Now to make this sparkle like the inside of a geode, I did opt for the probably super duper overpriced, but I don't care, sparkles from Lowe's, because they're called Silver Point crystals and are supposedly designed to be added to paint. Could I have just used mica powder or something else? I probably could have, but this is what I had available to me. So we'll see how these work. Because since this lighter purple also will need to have the sparkles in it, but I want to start with the darker purple in the middle to kind of like add another layer of depth to this. But that one is going to be primarily purple with a touch of sparkle, as if the light can't get to it. And then this kind of medium purple is really where we're gonna pack in those sparkles, which is why I didn't care that it was patchy as crap. Oh, I get to add sparkles to something. I'm so excited. So I started by pouring just a little bit of paint because I didn't want to overuse my paint here in case I needed to do a rogue third coat. And then adding just a little bit of the silver paint crystals to see how it would do. You fold in the cheese. Oh. That didn't... Hello? Like...
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
So with not being satisfied with the amount of sparkle that I saw, I added more. Am I doing this wrong? Cut packet open to enable even pouring of crystals. Use a stick to slowly mix in the crystals. No, I'm supposed to be doing that. Well, I mean, I want this to sparkle, so there we go. Is that too much glitter? I have no idea. Uh-oh. Potentially too much sparkle now. Or maybe not. Maybe that'll be just enough. Let's put this sparkle on the wall now, shall we? Will this work? I have no idea. Let's find out. Oh, it's chunky now. I mean, hopefully that means it'll sparkle eventually. I mean, I sort of see it. It's not quite what I had hoped for. I guess I should actually look and see where I want this. Really there and there. Yeah. I don't know. Don't make it look phallic. That's the goal. Oh, I think I just accidentally made it look phallic. How if I go around or over here? Yeah, that looks more like a weird blob as opposed to something would automatically get me demonetized. How about a thumb? A thumb would be fine. I hope when this dries it's sparkly. Oh, I mean, I do sort of see it, but like, it's not as forward as I had hoped. It's like you can kind of see it, but it's just not there. So I took matters into my own hands, literally, by adding sparkle to my hands and blowing it onto the surface of the wet paint. Once I had done the dark purple section, I moved on to the medium purple. Mountain of glitter, meet mountain of glitter, ha 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 ha. That looks really gross on top, not gonna lie. Where I did my best to be certain I wouldn't make the same mistake as the dark purple. Then to blend out that center thumb situation, I did go ahead and use a natural sponge and brushed on the sparkle version of this paint. Ow! So that it would blend in better to the center. I intentionally was going a little heavy-handed so that I could get some of that darker paint to blend with the medium paint. And then because my painting was still wildly out of order, I went ahead and finished the exterior. And once everything had dried, it was time to do a little decorating. And while my original goal had been to find things in my house and decorate the room with those, I realized I don't have a whole lot of silver decor, unless you count Christmas items, so I did have to go thrifting all up and down West Colonial Drive, because if you're from Orlando, you know. And I was able to find some items to decorate this room with. And with my base decorations all set up, it was in fact time to tackle both of the curtain rods. Forward motion. Oh, you hoe. Don't do that with the cheap ones. Definitely just installed that crooked too. Perpendicular. Not so much. Cool. Love that. Oh, I can't rip it back out of the wall. Huzzah. This was not supposed to be the chaotic part of this. This was supposed to be polished.
Sure, Jan.
This is so not smart to do with a busted finger. Nope, 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 nope. We're not doing this. You're gonna go in the hole.
That's what she said.
How are you dead already? Oh my god. Why didn't I get the magnetic one? Why did I not get the magnetic one? Nope. Mother. Fun fact. Batteries that are, I don't know how old, potentially when I was given this in 2009, yeah, they eventually die. And I found it. I found the edge of it. Okay, remember how when I was talking about the places I stopped, that one place was a craft store? Listen, Michael's got my money. It's fine. I'm thinking, like, I love this sparkle. It's so great. It's fantastic. It's not enough. So, I bought rhinestones. I mean, they're little, like, rhinestoney stickers, but we have some clear in different sizes. Got light purple, like AB style. And then I grabbed like 3 of these, which are like darker and a bit more of the same color. But do you see the vision? Do you see what I'm about to do here? Something that if my mother were still alive, rest in peace, she would literally come screaming into the room to tell me not to do it because of the resale value. The resale value, the resale value, the resale value. Guess what, folks? If you live in your house, you can do whatever you want to it. And then when you go to sell it, then you can be concerned about the resale value. And since we're not there yet, I'm gonna put some stickers on my wall. If I was thinking about a gem, then the clear ones would be up front and we would get darker on the way in because of the shadows. I do not have enough to fill this area. I think I'm gonna try and do like a little patch right up here that kind of tapers. So this is the zone we're working with here. Not satisfying, but very excited for this. Okay, here we go. Doing a thing that my mother would absolutely not approve of. Okay, not gonna lie, there's a lot of serotonin in that. I'm gonna like just go for this. Don't don't forget that if you want to spice up your beauty routine, you can check out our sponsor, City Beauty, and click the link down below in my description, or scan the QR code right up here and use my code StephanieCanada to receive 20% off of your order. But now that we're this close, I think let's head to the final reveal. Only for the young. Why am I acting like this is an actual microphone? Water bottle, you're in the way. Love you so much. Looks like a pipe. Definitely not the thumbnail, but it was funny. I didn't record any of that on here. Okay, great. Do it again.